What's up, guys? Today I am back again. I apologize because I have not been making videos recently at all. But anyways, so I'm going to be doing something that lots of people have been asking me. What is on your shelf? I've got lots of stuff on my shelf. There's 2 floors above that. I'm going to show you guys what all is actually on it. I'm going to lean down so that you can see me and it's not cutting off my eyeballs. Okay, so first, watch till the end of the video to see me show you how to make an arrowhead necklace completely from scratch. All you need is a strand of twine about yay long and a pair of sharp scissors and an arrowhead that has notches in it. So, and then I'll do some meteorite testing. Before that, though, let's get into the video. Okay, so first thing, I've had lots of people ask me, are those real grenades? And yes, these are actually real grenades that I have. I've had this one for a couple of years, and I got this one very recently. These are real grenades. This one has been in a war. It survived World War II. It was never used, though. It survived a war, but eventually they found it undetonated. Like, it just never gotten used. It was dropped in a battlefield, and it got all muddy and stuff. So, you know what they did? They took the fuse out. I'm trying to get the pin back in. They took the fuse out of the bottom. It's now not explodable. It can't explode. And they put everything back together, and they sort of washed it off. And that's a grenade. And then I have a pineapple grenade. The reason these are called pineapple grenades is if you look at it closely, it very closely resembles a pineapple because it's got little chunks. So this one's this is a very new grenade. I got it a couple years ago at a gun show, and it does not have a fuse. It's a practice grenade. You could put a fuse in it, and some springs and fuses up here, and then it would work. But this is just a practice grenade. It was used in the military for training. Like, they'd pull the pin out and throw it, but it never exploded because they didn't put any explosives in the bottom, just for practicing. Now, the way that a pineapple grenade is meant to work is whenever it explodes, each tiny chunk flies. It's basically a shrapnel grenade. That's what they're actually called, shrapnel grenades. Each tiny chunk flies in a random direction. Like, this one goes this way, that one goes that way, this one goes that way, this one goes that way. And it's like a gun shooting in every single direction. So if you throw these into a mob of people on the opposite, like if in a war, if you threw these onto the other side, like say you're in a war zone, there's one army battle right here, another army right here, and they're both shooting at each other. Throw a grenade over, bang. Shoot shrapnel everywhere. Now the next thing, I'm going to set these down here. The next thing, this is, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. This is either pumice or pumice. It's pumice. Okay, this is pumice. It is, it's actually a rock. One neat thing you may notice about this rock, it's the lightest rock in the world. They're actually the lightest rock in the world. They're called pumice because, I don't know. But the reason that they're so light is because they have a whole bunch of just holes everywhere. They have tunnels going through them. Now, just to prove that this is the lightest rock in the world, this is a real rock. Also, you can literally crush this in your fingers. The lightest rock in the world does float on water. That is just amazing. You're actually seeing a rock float on water. Push it down, and pushing it down comes right back up. This is a real rock floating on water. Now that is pretty crazy. And no matter how long you keep it in there, it might eventually sink once enough water gets inside of it, once it gets soaked enough. But yeah, lightest rock in the world for you. Put that down there. I'm going to seal this back up. Put back in my cup holder. Now the next thing, this is a trilobite fossil. This is actually a real trilobite. It's dead, but this is a trilobite fossil. That's what a trilobite looks like. There he is. I just want to repeat, this is actually real. Completely real, not a single bit of it's fake. And it is very, very old. Like, very, 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 very old. They actually sort of resemble horseshoe crabs. Which, if I'm not mistaken, here we go. Just to show you similarities between these and horseshoe crabs, I have a horseshoe crab molt. They are very similar to horseshoe crabs. And, it's pretty interesting. Okay. Now, next thing, see if you can guess what this is, just by looking at it. Guess what it is. If you haven't already guessed, this is a dinosaur turd. Yeah, you heard me right. This is literally a piece of poop from dinosaur. Very, very old. It's a rock now, so I'm able to touch it, do whatever I want with it. But yeah, this is an actual piece of dinosaur poo. It's really neat. It's from a herbivore, because it was sort of, they took a tiny chunk out of it and analyzed it. It's a whole bunch of plants and minerals from plants. So I'm holding dinosaur poop. After the dinosaur poop, I'm going to set this right here just because I got more stuff that goes with it. I have got a dinosaur tooth. I do not actually know the exact species of dinosaurs this is, just because I lost the paper that said it was a carnivore. I can assure you of that. It was a carnivore in the raptor family, very similar to velociraptors, but they did not have feathers like velociraptors had. They're more like they were a lot more like the movie version of velociraptors, an actual green-skinned lizard that doesn't have feathers, just like scales. And yeah, that's a dinosaur tooth for you. It's pretty cool. And then, this is another neat thing. This right here is just a fragment, like a chip. It's a fragment of a megalodon shark tooth. Now, the megalodon was the most massive shark known in existence. Now, there are other water reptiles bigger, such as the, well, I forgot what it's called, but such as that one from the newest Jurassic World that swims around, Mosasaurus. There are things bigger than the megalodon, such as the Mosasaurus, but the megalodon was the biggest pure shark, like a real actual shark, that ever existed. Now, this is just a tiny chunk. Imagine, and it's actually really sharp too. Imagine this, but it goes to right here. From there to there. Goes up like this. A massive tooth. It's just got a chunk missing because it broke. Because it's really, really old. And that's actually really neat. I thought that you guys would be interested in that because it's a megalodon tooth and it's sharp. It's nice. Here's all the dinosaur stuff. I'll put that right down here. Now for the meteorite testing. Now, here, these are very strong magnets. They're not the world's strongest, but they are lab magnets. Now what that means is these are the type of magnets that scientists use to test magnetism, because they are very, very, very strong. They're very strong, and these things hurt a lot if it pinches your skin. Just to show you just how strong these are, I'm going to lay 4 of them out. This is about as far as you can get them from each other without them going to each other. If I hover this, one at a time, they all go back in. Now, I have a real meteorite. This is a lab-tested and lab-confirmed meteorite. It's even signed by the guy who found it, who's actually a meteorite hunter. Let's see, it was Steve Arnold, a world-famous meteorite hunter and TV host. Now, there's a signature Now, it says genuine iron meteorite. This fell on February 12th, 1947. So, quite a while ago. And it's from Sikhote Island, Russia. Not sure how to pronounce that. Just, if you know how to pronounce it in the comment section, leave a pronunciation key for it. Okay, so if I take this out, this is an iron meteorite. It's an IAB type, whatever that means. Okay, so this is a real meteorite. It's iron, and you can tell that it's been charred whenever it fell down to Earth. Now, I got this at a National Space Museum, at a NASA Space Museum. And I actually got to touch and look at a whole bunch of other space things, such as a shuttlecraft, a stealth Blackbird, an SR-71 Blackbird. I actually have a poster of one of those. Let me grab that. Oh, man. Okay, I have a poster of the type of the stealth plane, that goes in the upper orbit of the Earth's atmosphere. That right there is the SR-71 Blackbird. I have actually been right there. I got you guys might recognize it. I think the museum's in Missouri. I can't quite remember, but it's the museum with one of these hanging at the front of it at around this angle, and you can actually stand down here and look down the front where the gun is. I think that's a gun. I'm not a professional plane person, so I don't know. I'm more into cars. But, yeah, I've been to that museum. It also has a space shuttle. And I got this there. I bought it. Did not steal it. I actually bought it. That's why it's in the case. Yeah, that's a real meteorite. Now, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be comparing this to 3 possible meteorites. These all 3 of these have the possibility to be meteorites, and I'm very sure that 2 of them are. This one is the first one we're going to test. I do not actually believe this is a meteorite. I just found it and it had a special blue sheen to it, just like it had the exact same shine that this one has. Now, if it is a meteorite, it's obviously not iron, because as you can see, it's not magnetic. And I do not believe it's a meteorite, because meteorites are a little bit heavier. I don't have a scale, but that would be nice if I did. Now, this one, this next one that I believe is a meteorite, it's actually in layers, so I'm not quite sure, because it's a layered one. But it is definitely iron, because as you can see, it's a very, very strong magnetic pulse. You can actually see it's a type of iron ore. That's that's pretty much all that I know, because it's iron ore. Either that or it's pure iron from space, because it's all black and charred up. You can see little orange spots though, because iron, like if you play Minecraft, iron ore has little orange spots, and that's not a joke. That's actually what iron ore looks like. This may be a meteorite. You thought that was the end of the video? Stay tuned for part 2. Like and subscribe if you want to see it.